It's a common debilitating condition that's leaving millions of Americans breathless, and half of them don't even know they have it. It's called chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, or COPD. And joining me now is Dr. Richard Casavuri. He's an expert on COPD. Doctor, thanks so much for joining us this morning.
Well, thanks very much, Tessa. Good to be with you.
All right, well, let's get started. What exactly is COPD, and why are patients often unaware that they even have it?
Well, as you said, Tessa, COPD is chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. A lot of times people know it by its names, chronic bronchitis and emphysema. About 24 million people in the United States have COPD. As you said, only about half of them know they have it. It's a disease that's very easily ignored. The symptoms of shortness of breath tend to be ignored. People feel that it's a consequence of aging, that cough and sputum production is normal, but they're really not. And COPD patients need to be tested and treated.
And with that said, who would you say is at risk for the disease?
Well, about 80 to 90% of COPD patients have smoking histories. Smoking is the major cause of COPD. Other less common causes are secondhand smoke and some other inhalation problems. But if it wasn't for smoking, COPD would be a rare disease.
Okay, now you did mention earlier that a lot of people don't know that they even have it. So right now, let's talk about some of the symptoms of COPD and what patients should be looking for.
Cough, sputum production, and inability to do the things you want to do because you're short of breath. Those are the prime symptoms.
Now, how long should that go on before they actually seek help?
Well, the time to get it treated is now. Going to your doctor and getting tested for COPD is a fairly easy matter. The diagnosis is made by blowing into a machine, and once the diagnosis is made, treatment can be considered.
Now, why should the COPD patients and those at risk really take action now? Well,
again, smoking cessation is very important. The damage that's done by cigarettes stops when people stop smoking. The lungs don't necessarily get better, but they get worse at a much slower rate. We do have treatment options, though, drugs that make people feel better. Those are mostly bronchodilators that make the airways relax so that airflow is more easy. And there's a bunch of options that patients can use in terms of bronchodilators. Now, there's a new one that's just come out, just been approved by the FDA. It'll be available in mid-December. It's called Tudorza Press Air, and I've been pleased to work with the Forest pharmaceutical company developing this drug. It's a drug that's made to be taken twice a day on a regular basis. And again, it makes airflow easier and makes it easier for people to breathe.
All right, doctor, thanks. One last question. Where can one go for more information about COPD and the treatment that you were just talking about?
Well, aside from your doctor, there's a lot of information on the internet. And there's a new website that's going to come live very soon called morematterswithcopd.com. The words morematterswithcopd.com. This is a nice website. It's going to provide a lot of links, a lot of good education. And the nice thing is that there's going to be a $5 donation made to the COPD Foundation, a good nonprofit organization, for every person who registers on the website.
All right, Dr. Casavuri, thank you so much for joining us.
You're very welcome. Have a good day.
You too. More Low Country Live coming up.